What initiatives are underway in Prince George's schools to narrow academic achievement gaps? That's the question tonight as we continue our education series, Children Come First. Faced with some tough statistics of so-called underperformance, the Prince George's County school system has been trying to find solutions to closing its achievement gap. As we continue our series, Children Come First, we sit down with School Superintendent Dr. William Hite as he explains the system's restructuring efforts. Based on analysis of state assessments from the Department of Education, Prince George's ranks as the second to last on achievement tests in Maryland, just ahead of Baltimore City. It's important to note that while Maryland doesn't officially rank school districts, the numbers are still raising concern.
I think that anytime we have any percent of our students below 100%, not performing at grade level or at standard, yes, we should be alarmed. Now, having said that, I think that as a school system in general, the progress that we have made over a period of time, and I'm not suggesting that we are where we need to be, but the progress that we've made has been pretty phenomenal in terms of students scoring on the Maryland State Assessments, our AP participation, our SAT scores, the number of graduates who are applying for entry into colleges and universities and being accepted, scholarship monies, number of students who are successful on career and technical assessments. I think all of those progress points indicates growth over a period of time.
In an effort to close the achievement gap, the county is remodeling its curriculum and ultimately redefining the profile of a graduate. School Superintendent Dr. William Hite unveiled a plan that focuses on 5 strategies that promote the #1 goal of high student achievement. Categories include highly effective teaching, safe and supportive schools, strong community partnerships, and effective and efficient operations.
So we're attempting to redefine what a graduate means in Prince George's County and what types of knowledge and skills are necessary for that graduate to either enter college and enter the college of their choice or enter into the workforce and enter into the workforce at a level that's commensurate with their ability to take care of themselves and or their family.
Under highly effective teaching, a system will consistently measure the performance of teachers, students, and the progress of schools in general. The plan would also explore a pay-for-performance model that would award professional development and give incentives to principals and or teachers for reasons such as serving in high-needs areas. Nationally, the pay-for-performance idea has received mixed reviews, but right next door in Washington, D.C., it's not only an idea that is supported, but rather passionately embraced. At a Teach Campaign event with U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan, D.C. Schools Chancellor Kaya Henderson talked about the importance of improving the perceptions of teaching to attract the best and brightest professionals, including offering competitive pay and incentives.
If we have to die doing it, we will create a system where the highest performing teachers want to come, where the highest performing teachers don't have to worry about where they live or can they pay their bills, because we're going to compensate them in a totally different way. Totally different way. I negotiated our teachers union contract before we got this new contract. You entered the teaching profession making about $42,000. If you stayed for 21 years and got a PhD, you can make $88,000. That is ridiculous. You all are the top college graduates in this country, and you have all kinds of people competing for your attention. You can make $88,000 straight out. So if I don't change the game and ensure that my compensation looks just like that of IBM or Anderson Consulting or whoever, I'm not going to attract the very best. In fact, McKinsey just came out with a report looking at the highest performing school districts in the world: Finland, Singapore, South Korea. They do not let anybody but their highest performing college graduates teach. We have that completely upside down. We have that completely upside down.
The county's third goal is to provide safe and supportive schools, which focuses less on the classroom and more on providing an environment that builds upon a working relationship between parents, students, and teachers. And by fulfilling the fourth goal of building strong community partners, the system not only hopes to join forces with nonprofit and business sectors to support innovative programs, but to also learn how to implement unique learning practices. Take, for example, programs like the Traveling Space Museum, an initiative that brings the wonders of outer space inside the classroom. Its use of cutting-edge technology and hands-on experience has proven to be a successful way to get students excited about science and math. And perhaps that could happen with a partnership with NASA Ames. The program is based primarily in California, but hosts several visits to classrooms throughout the country. TSM's founder says that it is looking for an East Coast location, and with NASA Goddard right here in the county, Prince George's looks like a strong fit.
And we hope to have it based here in Prince George's County. So I wanted something in the D.C. area, and I wanted something to be close to Goddard. It's a natural fit. And Prince George's County seems to have all of the elements that we're looking for, and a number of political leaders and councilmen and congressmen. And Steny Hoyer's office and the Goddard Alliance is very big supporter of us getting here, and they've been lobbying to get us to come.
It's the expectation that all of the goals combined will help give students the tools they need to be successful at the next level, whether that's in the workforce or in higher academia. But what could be considered the most crucial part of the plan could also be considered the biggest feat. Goal 5 calls for effective and efficient operations. The county plans to create a student-based budget, which means instead of money following schools, it will follow the child. For example, if the budget calls for spending $12,000 per student, the $12,000 would be like an electronic backpack that follows kids from each grade level until graduation. In the same respect, the idea of student monitoring would be enforced when it comes to having a database of every student's academic history. Dr. Hite explains that while emphasis has been placed on high school students, achieving these goals starts in elementary and middle school.
So as we define those knowledge and skills for those students, it's important to not only define that as a part or a function of what has to happen in high school, but really begin to backward map those skills and that level of knowledge into our middle schools, into our elementary schools. So to give you an example, if in fact we want students to be more persuasive in their writing or in their speaking or in their communication, then they have to have opportunities to practice that in elementary school. So it's a different assignment than what did you do last summer. So it could, the new assignment could be tell us why you think that there is pollution, and use research to make your case. That's a different way of asking students to write, and so we feel like that type of approach will prepare students for that profile that we're beginning to talk about. And the profile is very simply designed to increase expectations for all of our students across the county.
Tomorrow's installment of Children Come First takes us to Bowie High School.